Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are returning to Master of Command. Last time around, we did fight 2 battles. This time, I think I want to go into this town and improve our forces a little bit, as you know that I like to do by now. I have, in between episodes, bought the canister shot, but I thought I'd sort of take you through the ride of what we're going to do here, because there are going to be some smallish changes. Now, the first thing is, you'll notice I have sold most of this stuff, actually, and I will sell this too here. So where's it? There we go. That, and the basic reason for that is, these things do help you to get new units, but basically we've got most of the units that we want. And if we look at here, we can actually get other troops too. Now we could buy the musketeers and develop them into grenadiers, because we're missing 1 grenadier unit. But what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to buy the Prussian veteran musketeers here, and exchange these guys for these musketeers. Now, these I'm then going to change to... So, I'm going to put these guys then on the Grenadier promotion path, and I think that is going to be a-okay. Now, before we do that, let's give them another flag pattern, so I know that they are really musketeers. Sorry, Grenadiers. I think I'm going to keep that for now, just because they're not really musketeers yet. Grenadiers, I'm sorry. Right, these guys on the other hand are very much line infantry by now. And let's exchange that just slightly so that we know what they are. So we've got red, we've got pink, we've got orange. Yeah, I think that makes some sense. We don't have really an orange unit yet, so I think that's fine. Let's make sure that you're wearing orange pants too. Good, okay. So these guys are new, everyone else is around yet. I'm gonna go to the Pirate Dragoons and gonna give them these quartered musket balls, because compared to the buck and ball that they have, it does reduce accuracy by 10%, but it does give them much better range, and I think we've been struggling with the range on these guys here slightly. And the buck and ball then I think is better suited for some of you guys. Maybe you? Accuracy 60, 45, 38. Maybe you can get their stuff? Well, you do need your veterans again, that's true, but on the other hand, I think your ammo consumption is fine, so we're going to exchange that. And that does leave us with these cartridges, and that's a-okay. Now, you guys are going to have one problem, and that is you're going to train up a little bit slower with the veterancy gain here, but on the other hand, you've got so much veterancy gain bonuses that I think that's going to be okay too. Right. You're going to become grenadiers in the long run. Now, you guys do certainly deserve some better stuff. Do I want to give you that? Better accuracy. Yeah, the reload speed is not that nice. I like my reload speed on sort of my main guys, so I'm not going to give that to you. Ammo consumption is usually good. Let's give that to the infantry stuff. I can give you better shoes. I would love to give you something that is... Yeah, stamina is nice, so that you can actually capture the enemy. I mean, you are good units, right? These are Prussian veteran musketeers. I'm certainly going to give you at least 1 promotion here. Socket bayonets, that's something that we will be able to sell. And you know what? I think that would give all of you guys some cover. Yeah, I think I like that. I would also love to give you entrenching tools. But speaking of entrenching tools, I think, if I remember well, if we look at the quartermaster here, we can get better entrenching tools. And I think I like that. It's just 100 net that we're going to pay for that, but these are much better. So that should keep you alive a little bit longer. You know what? Wait a minute. We're going to switch that around, because these guys are really specialized to do it, right? So they've got a cover bonus of 25, 65, 95. That basically means these guys, when they do have cover, they shouldn't be taking any damage whatsoever. So I like that. But cover bonus plus 20. Guys, yeah, you do have that too. I'm going to switch that around briefly, because that also gives us better melee, right? Yes, it does. And these guys are just much more likely to come into melee contact. Right, you know, we're going to spend that... The movement speed for morale. I don't think we need the morale. The morale is sky high with you guys anyway. That stuff we're going to sell. Alright, so we can look for other items that we want. I mean, the good shoes, I think would be very nice. We do have some people with shoes, right? We have some people with normal shoes. Generally, all of our people do have good shoes, at least. Okay, so maybe that's not really critical. Up over here, we would have excellent tea ratios. That's nice. Good tobacco is also very much welcome. I think we are using tobacco on a couple of our artillery units. So even though I'm kind of tempted to not do stuff like this anymore and buy good stuff and only buy excellent stuff, but I think that's gonna be okay. But you know what? Actually, this stuff is much better, isn't it? I can give tea to my artillery unit. Yeah, so that's what we're actually gonna do. Yeah, I think the excellent tea is gonna be a good idea. Powder house. I would like a little bit more in terms of grenades, so I'm gonna pick that. I could pick the larger ones. They would have more usage amounts, but it's so micro heavy that I think this is gonna be the better choice. And then these heavy jackets are also gonna be nice, and I'm gonna buy all of that stuff basically like that. Accuracy, no, that's fine. I think we don't need that much more. Right, so let's distribute this stuff and then see where we're gonna go from there. So you guys do have that melee received minus 30%. I think minus 25% is fine. Slightly less stamina, but you're getting better movement speed, and I really like movement speed on my hussars. That would be tempting, but I think we are fine, and I don't want to get the lower movement. So we're actually going to sell this stuff. That's fine. And we've got the grenades. Now you guys do have plus 65, plus 90, 50, 60. And remember, this guy of ours here has melee grenade throw range plus 40%, and that's one of the reasons why we really want to take that. Right, I guess we are not going to go with the casualty reduction here and go with that. That's going to be okay. The Fusiliers, morale and stamina. How much longer until I can promote you? Quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I dislike that a little bit, to be honest. The Musketeers. I think I want to keep the herbs for now. The treaties, that I think is very good. Accuracy plus 6, or reload speed and move speed. I mean, 10%, 10, it's just fantastic. Let's keep on increasing our benefits that we've got. Max range or accuracy? No, you are very much the max range guy. That's basically the same. You don't have anything, so that's something very good that we're going to give you to increase your accuracy too. I like that. Okay, that's fantastic. That's good. There was no further at the quartermaster that I wanted. No stable. No, nothing really that stands out. Melee damage plus 6. Melee damage plus 4. How much does that cost? What's the net cost of that? Around 70. For 2 more melee? No, I think that's not worth it. We are gonna keep it. Right, I think that basically covers it for the infantry. You guys all have ammo reduction. You do. Yeah, but we could get better ones, and that is then probably gonna be sold off. I don't really like the FSX. Stamina. This stuff is nicer for the cavalry. That's all to be sold off. We can do that right now so that we've got a bit of feeling for our money. There we go. 234, that's still fine. Leaves us with around 600 money. I'm tempted a little bit for the better canister or the wooden stakes, but I think we're fine. Right, with that said then, let's look at our artillery. And specifically at the canister rounds. I would like... Who's gonna be our best sort of canister round? I mean, I do like the Geschwindigstück, right? That is a rapid-fire gun. And it has a base range of 450. Most of our guys have a base range of 450. This guy doesn't have that much range. But of course it would be reduced by a lot. So I think having one of these guys who's got a slightly better range and who's faster, I think makes a lot of sense, right? So you guys, your basic reload speed is 45 seconds. And yours is 35 seconds. I think if I want a close range gun, it's probably gonna be on you, right? So let's build these guys down here. The yellow ones. No. I'll need to change that too at some point. But yeah, the one with the Geschwindigstück, we are gonna build these guys to be a rapid fire guy who is, well, lots of damage. You've got the reload thing too, because you are really, really rapid fire. And I like that. I would like for you to continue doing that. Means you probably are gonna get this stuff here. Every 10 seconds we're gonna see the howitzers fire here. That's crazy too. 40 by the way, 38. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Right, we can still give you guys that. Stamina is alright, we don't need that. I think the max range is still better, so that you are a little bit, even if the reload speed is lower, but I don't like the large limber thing because that reduces our movement. Let's change that around with you guys here. Cover bonus and accuracy. Range, that's fine. Then you can get these. Right, so that gives us a fairly rapid fire gun with a decent range and devastating canister, I find. You guys do have canister. I don't think we strictly need that. I might actually switch that around for you. Accuracy, max range. Yeah, I think you guys are maybe better off being very accurate. Yeah, I think that works. That works for me. Good. We do have a bit of money left, but not a ton. We can sell off some of these things. We can sell off that thing. This I certainly want to sell off. I think we can sell these things. They're nice, but not really critical. And I think once we get good ones, then I think I'm going to consider them. Right. And the land patterns, they're just not for us. Right, so basically sold off most of our stuff. Bought everything, that's excellent. Maybe except for these pocket Bibles, which are really useful to be honest. So maybe the shoes. Who's wearing shoes? You guys are. I mean, in fact, you guys are, aren't you? It's not a big thing, but max speed 4, max speed slightly better. Hey, you know what? Let's buy it. By the way, these I would like to get too. Reload plus 6. That would be a fantastic thing on you, wouldn't it? Okay, it's not that expensive. Let's buy it. Yeah, I think. Really? That got me the Ramrod one? Okay, just got the achievement there. Don't know whether you could really see that, but yeah, it did. Right. How fast are you? 22. The other guys are significantly faster than you. You guys aren't. Yeah, because of you've got the low limbering thing there. Right, who got the shoes? You did. That's fine. Okay. Right, without further ado, let's continue the actual game then. Now, I think what I want to do is potentially go down to this army here and beat that one. So, we can probably follow this road, but we might want a small detour here by that fort. I'm not going to do a fortificate like a proper siege, because I think that would take too long, even though we've got good stuff here there. Right, we could get a line infantry, we could get a level 4 officer. That would be interesting. Siege begins, the fort is encircled. No, I don't think I want that. Select the number of Master of Command. No. If we could get around 1,400 men here, I think that would be worth it. But we don't have that kind of service now. We might have that once we beat an enemy, but for now we just don't. Outpost. Train them. Expand ammunition. Enemy headquarters delayed. I think I like that. Could provide them with ammo. and it wouldn't take 2 days, so I think I like that even more. Or we could get reservist. Light infantry tactic? We have that? I thought we had that. Isn't that it? No, shooting scoot. We're gonna give them some ammo. Delay them by a week, I think that's a fairly good choice. Right. Maybe let's get over here. Okay, we can grab the convoy and then move down. Yes, we are out of manpower, but again, since we have most of our people enlisted, I think that's fine. Bit of attrition, that would be not that nice, but I would always like more thing. Okay, let's loot. Yes, that's good. That's in fact very good. Right. Any of you carry horseshoes? Not right now, but you're gonna in the future. And then do we have... Are we using this kind of equipment anywhere on you guys? Apparently not. That's interesting. We are using it here, so let's at least exchange to these guys. I'm going to keep that for the next round of sort of upgrades and sort of more comprehensive look at our army. I don't think I want to go to that battlefield, even though it would give us another doctrine. I'm not sure we want that doctrine, is the thing. But I do want to go for this army. Right, 15,000 men against their 16,000. They've got 2 pieces of Dutch field artillery, 1 Russian field artillery. I don't think they should think that they are stronger than us, even though the Dutch field artillery is pretty excellent. We've got veteran hussars at level 6, hussars at level 7, Grenzer hussars at level 5. These guys are excellent. They are very well trained. Musketeers, recruits is nice. Grenadiers, Fusiliers. Grenadiers. And this guy is a special unit, which has more melee and better accuracy. So they've got a fairly big line, a little bit in terms of cavalry. Unfortunately, they're very, very morale heavy, so they might break through. And very good artillery. And heavy artillery too. But I think they shouldn't think that they have got the edge on us in terms of artillery. And that means they should try to attack us. They're going to do that very slowly because they've got that huge line which sort of basically needs to pivot around. So they're going to be very lumbering, and that is a problem because in truth their artillery is pretty strong and will inflict a lot of casualties on us. Right. Plus with lines as long as this, the terrain becomes a bit harder to predict, right? Because you can't use sort of this and just build your line around that little strong point, because they'll just outflank you. And the cavalry is good enough that I'm worried about that. Now if we build it around here, I think that would be okay. I would leave a small gap here. Could potentially put our artillery in there. But maybe even on there. Yeah, I think that would be kind of okay. How long is our line going to be? Right, to get a bit of view here, I'm going to pick these guys slightly off to the side here for a second. Yeah, we've got a very large force. I mean, as large as it's ever going to be. I like the color scheme that we went with, so yeah, that is nice. Okay, you guys can potentially be super wide. And I think I probably want that, right? Get all of your guns trained on the enemy. Notice the very different ranges that we've got. These guys are the ones that I think we want the... They're very nice. These guys should get in good cover, and then they're going to be able to dish out a lot of damage. You know what? I think there might be better cover somewhere, but I think you on this line. This is a tough battle, guys. We'll need to play this carefully. Right. So the veteran musketeers, you guys will run up to this, and since you're going to run up, you're going to go into attack column. Grenadiers out of the way, please. Then what else do we have in terms of line in? We've got the Lifeguard. They're the strongest guys that we've got. They're going to go in sort of more the forest. And then the veteran musketeers are going to flank them on either side. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's a good setup right there. You guys are slightly more experienced. You're going to go on the right. You guys on the left. You guys go on the right. Okay, that's fine. Grenadiers then. We're going to pick the most experienced grenadiers and have them occupy this village, along with, say, the Fusiliers. Again, attack column because you'll need to run a little. The Musketeers and the second most important Grenadiers, I think, are then going to try to cover this flank. Again, leave a bit of a gap there. Our light infantry, which is all Jägers now, white, black, red and yellow. The yellow ones have slightly worse equipment. They're not completely up to snuff, but I think we're just going to keep them in the center to break them there. I like it. Good. That does leave the artillery. I think we want to keep you guys maybe on this hill. Then we've got our canister shot guys, who is with the Geschwindigstück. That's you guys. Let's try to get them in this little gap here. And from there, shoot canister shot into the enemy as they approach. I think I would like that a lot. Yeah, that does mean that on the left flank we're going to be slightly less favorable. You guys don't have any canister anymore. That's interesting. I thought that you would. The howitzer, we're just going to park sort of center. Because their range isn't that great. But they then can pivot around, shoot whoever's going to be needs to be shot. And then this Prussian horse, we're going to both of them move them on this hill, so that they can dominate the left flank. I think I like that. Right, cavalry then. I think we need to spread them around to counter the enemy. So we're going to keep some here on the left, some on the right, some of our left. Cuirassiers in the middle, and the dragoons maybe on the far left, so that they can flank around into the side. They're going to take their quarter shot. Does make sense, I think. Right. Good. And apologies here, but I do need to briefly pause here every now and then. Right. By the way, it's nice that once you have them in a sort of arrangement, the game generally keeps that arrangement. That's what I really like. Good. Right. Move you guys to the front. I think you'll need to run. The other guys will run too. Prussian horse, artillery, you guys up here, please. You'll more or less have that advantage. You go there. You go into this gap. Grenadiers and Fusiliers. Yeah, I like that they're in this formation too. I think we need to... Let's see how that cavalry develops. If it develops as I think it will and goes further to the left, then that's going to be alright this way. Otherwise, we'll need to pivot one. The Hussars get in that forest. The Cuirassiers get in this forest. These Hussars get over here. And then we've got these two units. And we are going to move them. The Musketeer in this forest. And the Grenadiers on this hill. Need to run. You know what? Everyone run. The Groons in that forest. Okay, I think that's more or less everyone. Except for our king. You can go here. Right. Without further ado, there we go. Yeah. Just look at that. It's really scary to see them, you know, spread out on the entire horizon there. Notwithstanding that we've got a lot of men too at this point, but still, it's so So tough to see that. Okay, I like how fast you guys are. I actually want you guys to be on the hill for sure. Let's move you a little bit to the rear, and I'm hoping that you're going to be able to shoot above the other guy. Got one general there, one general there. No general really on the right there, just one in the center. Yeah. Right. Grab these two guys. And unlimber. Well, unlimber you first. And second. Gonna go there, that's fine. Artillery. You here. That you can. Thing is, with the canister shot, you need a direct line of sight, basically. Whew, I'm a bit nervous here. Right. Looks like our first artillery units are able to engage now. We're actually going to engage their artillery, because I think it's going to be so devastating on us. I'm less concerned about their line infantry. Our line is so strong that they can take some punishment. But they've got so many units there. I think it's just going to be a bit wasted. Okay, you can stop to run. And maybe catch your breath a little bit. And I'm fairly confident about you guys at this point too. So let's turn you into a line formation. And start getting in a proper line. Up to here. Here to, say, there. From there to, let's say, here. And you guys basically... That's fine. You don't need to run anymore. You're pretty exhausted, but I hope that by the time that the enemy arrives... Always misclicking there. Your range is still pretty good, I have to say. Okay, you can also get into a line formation in this little thing there. Probably want to move you up a little bit in a line, but you need to run it a little bit, my friend, because the enemy is closing in on us. You're still catching your breath, that's fine. Speaking of catching your breath, you don't need to run anymore. And you don't need to run anymore either. Just make sure that you're a good, nice line up there. And that does mean that the dragoons can go all the way to the left. How's our artillery doing? Well, they are shooting at someone. Okay, let's get the Russian field artillery out of the way. Not that they're causing huge amounts of casualties, but some. I mean, 100 men. That is significant enough for me. Right, horse artillery, excellent, you're starting to shoot. Let's try to get the Russian musketeers here. You've got the canister shot, that's lovely. Right, grenadiers, you are in good cover there. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that once these guys are here, it's going to be a bit tougher for you. Hussars, you need to move up, move in the village. Cuirassiers, same with you. You guys should start to fire at the enemy very soon. These Hussars need to get there. You guys really need to catch your breath soon. For a second there I thought I was being flanked, but that's fine. Russian field artillery has lost sort of half of their men. Nice that we're getting some veteran Hussars while we're shooting there. That's good. Okay. Doing some damage here, that's lovely. What are these guys doing? And do we want them to be doing that? Okay, let's hold fire for a second, because I think they might move in faster. And it looks like the entire line is switching around a little bit here. To our right. Which is interesting, isn't it? Okay, looks like we are going to see a fight develop over here. It's fine if you're trying to get to my dragoons. Okay, as our lines start to clash, we're seeing... I need to de-accelerate timing here a little bit. Yeah, I think these guys are going to melt away. You guys can stick to that direction. These grenadiers are scary a little bit because they might try to charge into us. But all in all, I believe that our superior rate of fire should be able to deal with that fairly consistently, you know? I mean, they have very good experience, and that does mean that unfortunately... Oh, wait a minute, you do need to re-engage. Let's have you shoot at this guy. And you know what, you can start to shoot sort of more consistently. Musketeers, move up a little. Grenadiers are not yet charging in. How's that little fight here on the left developing? Okay, I suppose. Yeah, you're fine. The Hussars are fine. I don't think I want my cavalry to be charging into their main line. Fusiliers, okay, you are taking fire there without benefiting much. That I don't like to see. I would very much like to see their center break though. Some Hussars there. I think the Cuirassiers here. I'm going to move them a little bit more central so that they can engage any of these Grenadiers if they charge. So that we basically counter-charge. Russian Grenadiers over there. You guys are still fine over here. Okay, they are pivoting around. Okay, that's nice. In that case, do run over here. Okay, they're retreating there. I'm gonna go for normal time here again. Come on, shoot at these Fusiliers. Shoot! Bam, bam, bam. Okay, that was a lot of damage. And I shouldn't have done that because now these Hussars. Okay, you also need to target the Hussars. And you, likewise, these Hussars. Stop it. There you go. Okay, I should have paid more attention to that on the right there. That's fine. You guys pivot around. You guys shoot these guys. You guys, same. Same. You go for them. Hussars. Move them to the right. Probably too late. Okay, they are pivoting around again. That's fine actually, because that means we can hit their side. Okay, that's okay over there. Right, things here with the Hussars and the Grenadiers. You can throw grenades. Throw grenades. Okay, don't throw grenades. Freikorps. Go. You're going there. You don't need to do volley fire. Just shoot at them like that. Go, 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 go. Okay, you're not dealing with that. Then you're going to be dealing with this. Now you guys can please throw these grenades sort of just in front of you. Just in front of you. How the hell? Okay, sorry. Throw. Like here. Is it a left click? Is it a right click? Who knows? Okay, it doesn't seem to be a left click, but a right click tells them to move there. I don't want them to... Okay. No use. Charge. This is devastating. This is not in my favor at all. Well, I say that. Okay, you are actually pretty close to these turf recruits now. So what I'm going to do here is... These Fusiliers, let's exchange fire with these guys. That should be okay. There is a bit of an enemy strong point at this angle here now, but we'll be able to deal with that, I think. Speaking of, you guys, run ahead, kill their artillery. You guys, move here. Throw grenades. Throw grenades. That was a left click. Are they going to do that now? Yes, they are. Okay, run in. Charge. Right. Speaking of, come on, throw it. There you go. Shoot. Shatter them. Actually fighting there. That's fine. Okay, our hussars ran into their recruits. I did not intend for that to happen, but that's fine because we can now flank these guys, these fusiliers. We're basically melting them already, aren't we? These guys all gone. Seems to be a weird unit over here. Okay, these guys I completely overlooked. Dragoons. Maybe the Dragoons can actually rack up a couple of kills here. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's actually fine. Yeah, you're doing okay there. Okay, maybe don't take canister shot or anything to the face. But yeah, we're beating them nicely over here. Bam. 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 There we go. Victory. Lovely. How much stuff did we get for that? I know it was a bit of a careful preparation, but I do think that paid off handsomely. Our line is so strong at this point. 1,000? I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest. But some excellent socket bayonets. That's good. Good Delft muskets. Don't think I care for that. The rest of the stuff is nice, but not critical. We lost 1,300 men. If we take conscripts, we're going to get a lot. If we're going to take veterans, we're going to get a lot. We're going to get a lot of things anyway. Let's take a couple of men. And we can actually take a thing here as well. What do we want to get? Recruitment cost? Honestly, no. At this point, not really useful anymore. Officers at settlement getting promotion when hired? Same, actually. Although I would like to replace some of my officers, maybe. Experience gain? It's tempting, but honestly, I think we're going to skip here and not take any of that. Because we're going to get some promotions, but I still want my my units to just passively level up and gain more experience as we're going ahead with that. Right, speaking of, I think this time it is really important that I remove that, because if we're going to promote these guys to grenadiers, as we do, why didn't it allow me to do that? Okay, let's get back to that in a second. Okay, everyone else is fine. No promotions on any of our officers. So, guys, I want to promote you to... okay. Never mind. I don't have the power to do that at the moment. There's still a little bit on that. Right, 10-10? Yeah, we are going to take that. That's basically the same, isn't it? Yes, it is. More charge, less melee. I think the heavy stuff is fine, but that we can change. Right, that's probably the same. Place that. That's good. Right. Normal coffee, normal tea. We're not interested in that anymore. We're not interested in this stuff. We're not interested in that, or this, or that. Good stuff, I'm slightly more inclined to keep, as well as excellent stuff. Delft muskets, they've got a decent range. I have to say that. I think we're using Delfts on these guys, right? Yeah, not for bad reason. Probably the Delfts are better than the normal Potsdams, right? 10% lower... Yeah, 15% lower accuracy. But we do have base accuracy. But the range is just much better, right? So yeah, let's pick these guys for the moment. That's a-okay. All of that stuff can be sold. All of this stuff I potentially want to keep. Let's go to the slums. We can wager money, basically. That's fine. We do have a lot of money. Let's wager. Oh yeah, we're earning money there. That's lovely, isn't it? And yeah, then I think the next thing that we can do is go for this encamped army. Its outpost. The battlefield. And then we might actually want to close in with the enemy. Potentially just quickly dropping off here. I could go by the fort, get that officer too. Yeah, I think if we do this, that is going to be working fantastically well. Anything else that we want to grab down here? No. Well, there's a small army over here. But I don't think it's worthwhile to try to catch that. And an encampment. And stuff where things are just horrible. Yeah, I think it's going to be off to the east. Into the north. Finish off Act 2. Right, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What do you thought of that battle? I think it was very nice. See you guys.